2. You didn't stay there long enough. Good afternoon, humans who like the card games. My daddy is here today to do the next episode of the 1 to 100 series. Yes. Hopefully you guys like that introduction. It features me. I'm pretty awesome. So I'm here today to watch my daddy look at these cards. So see, he's got these sorcery cards. He already went through these big white boxes and he pulled out some cards and he put them into the foundations box. The pretty foundations box. The one that we keep the deck in. So yeah. So just a quick review. We're working on a Pramikon deck in this first series of the 1 to 100. And so Pramikon, he's a wall. He's a 1/5. He's got flying and defender. When he enters the battlefield, you get to pick a direction. And then everybody has to fight in that direction. And it's fun. And Daddy thinks this is going to be a silly deck. And so while Daddy does that deck, what Daddy wanted to do, he said last time, was that he was going to pick out all the sorcery cards. And we were going to talk about those cards together. And I'm pretty excited for that. Right now, I'm looking at this thing. Because I remember this thing. It took Daddy a long time to find that thing. Daddy, you've been looking for that thing for a long time. I know. It was deep in our storage unit, buddy. But I finally found it. This is Daddy's favorite camera stand. Because it's so pliable. It's got rubber suction cups for sticking onto a window if you want to. It's the best ever. I think it's weird. I'm not sure I like it. I've never been sure I liked it. You got your treats over there. You can munch on those if you want. Hey, I want to help you. You're such a good puppy. Yes, I am. Did you humans enjoy my videos this week? It's been a rough week for me. But I think I did okay. And I did get to have some ice cream yesterday. That was nice. Or not yesterday, the day before. Yeah, the day before. So that was nice. And then yesterday, Daddy was not feeling so well, so he was home with me. And while that wasn't so good for Daddy, it was nice for me. You gonna put your phone in the thingy now, Daddy? Daddy's gonna try to. If you can do it without disrupting the video. Yay! Success! Good job, Daddy. You're so smart. SMRT. Hey! I'm funny. Alright. Shall we look at the cards, Kaiba? You want to look at some cards? We got a whole stack of sorceries here. It's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30, 31, 32, 33, 34, 35, 36, 37, 38, 41, 42, 43, 44, 45, 46, 47, 48, 50, 51, 52, 53, 54, 55, 56, 57, 58, 59. I have 59 sorceries in this deck. It's a yacht of sorceries. Yes, it is, Kaiba. And so today, what we're going to do is we're going to try and narrow that down to 20-ish, 25. Because while we do want this deck to have a decent amount of sorceries, we do have to keep in mind that the goal is to, of course, keep 100 cards in the deck. And we decided on a decent-sized land count for a change. I think it was 36, if I remember correctly. 6, 7, 8. 8 of each basic, so that would be 16, 24. And then 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30, 31, 32, 33, 34, 35, 36. Yes, 36 lands. So we're already at 37 cards total before we even get into these sorceries. So what we're going to do is we're going to split the sorcery pile into 2 piles. One pile of anything else, and one pile of stuff that steals things. Actually, I wanted to put it into 3 piles. Or, no, we'll leave it as 2 piles for now. But there's a good chance that a 3rd pile might be created, because I forgot there was some neat... Ooh! Spin out! Wipe out! Oh, you're precious. I know. So we're going to split the sorceries into 2 piles. One pile is going to just be random things, and the other pile is going to be stuff that lets me steal people's creatures. Because the main goal of this deck, as we said before, was we need to find ways that we can attack in a deck that has primarily walls. So, all of these cards that are multicolored here don't actually let me steal anything if I remember correctly. So I'm just going to flip through them, double check that real quick. Yes, we're just going to skip right ahead to all the red cards, because those ones definitely let us steal some stuff. 2, 3, 4, 5. There's 5 there that let me steal stuff. That one, no. This one, yes, 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 yes. No. Yes, 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 yes. And I think there's actually a blue card in here that lets me steal people's stuff too. There's that one. I thought there was another one that let me steal. Oh, yep, here. Can control a target artifact or creature. There we go. Knew there was a couple blue ones. That one technically does it if I can roll a perfect d20. That one should have been in the pile of the multicoloreds. Technically, that lets me steal stuff too. And then I think that might be it. Yes. Okay. So we've separated them into 2 piles now. We've got pile A, which has everything that is not a theft card, and pile B, which is everything that is a theft card. So we're going to look through all the theft cards first, because we want to include at least half our sorceries as this, since that is the name of our deck, essentially. We're going to put up walls to defend ourselves, and we're going to take our opponent's creatures and swing them at them. So, we've got 4 blue cards, and we've got a whole ton of red cards. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 13, 14. 19 cards in total here that let me take something. So I'm going to put the blue cards to the side first, because those ones are particularly nasty. Each of these blue cards will let me take something permanently from somebody's board. So I have Trade the Helm, which is kind of probably the nicest one of these 4. I can exchange control of target artifact or creature I control with something that somebody else controls. Now, my guess is that I can't trade an artifact I control for a creature they control, but I could be wrong about that. Might very easily be able to trade a treasure token for something that somebody else controls. That would be a rule check I have to do before I put this into the deck permanently. But that is definitely an interesting one. Next we have Invoke the Winds, which does cost 5, and 4 of it has to be blue. That's a little bit difficult to do probably in a triple colored deck. So I'm thinking I'm probably not going to take that one, but it is an option. Third, we have the one that I was talking about that's a D20. This one's way too much of a gamble, I think. I think there's really no point in playing this one, to be perfectly honest. Unless I can roll a perfect D20, I don't get to gain control of the thing. So, and even if I got control of it, I would only get to have it until the end of my turn, it looks like. Yeah. So we're going to dismiss this card right away. That's not going to be one we're going to play. And the final blue card is Subjugate the Hobbits, which is pretty disgusting, to be honest. Costs 7. I'm just trying to get the camera to focus on it. There we go. It costs 7, but you gain control of each non-commander creature with mana value 3 or less. So basically, you're going to be taking control of everybody's stuff that is under mana value 3. If anybody's running a token deck, they're going to lose all their tokens, and so on and so forth. This is particularly nasty, and I'm considering including it as like an alternate win con kind of thing, like, or like a final clutch card. So we're going to put that in its own pile. We're going to put these 2 blue cards in amongst the red now. And we're going to look through the red ones and see which of them we like the best. If we decide to include this, which is an if, it's not a guarantee yet, but if we decide to include this, that would take up the 38th slot, which would leave us 62. I ideally would like the next 12 slots to be something that lets me take control of stuff. And then if we decide not to keep the Subjugate the Hobbits in there, we can always put a 13th in or something. So we're going to put the 2 blue, we're just going to kind of mix them all up a little bit so that it's fair, per se, because I don't want to be able to know which, I don't want to just like be looking at them unfairly. And then this is kind of like the method that I often use to pick out cards. What I'll do is I kind of like mix them all together like that. And then I'm just going to pick like the top. So what did I say? I wanted 12 and I have 18 here currently. No, 17. So let's say the top 3. And out of the top 3, I'm going to pick 2 and I'm going to put 1 back on the bottom of the deck. So top 3, we've got Awaken the Sleeper. Just trying to keep the camera on Kaiba, but also keep... There we go. Okay. Gain control of target creature until end of turn. Untap it. It gains haste until end of turn. If it is equipped, you can destroy the equipment that are attached to that creature. That's kind of a neat one. Next up, we've got Mascot Interception. It costs 3 less to cast if you're picking a token. Otherwise, it costs you 4. So, I mean, all the ones in my hand currently cost 4. So that's a good thing to note. Gain control of target creature until end of turn. Untap it. It gets +2/+0 and haste until end of turn. That was kind of a neat choice. And then the third choice we've got in our hand right now is Sibling Rivalry. Gain control of target creature or artifact until end of turn. Untap it. It gains haste until end of turn. And then you get to make it Power Stone. I'm going to include this one as a for sure. So I'm going to put the Hobbit one over there next to the no pile, but face up so that it's not mixed in yet. And the Sibling Rivalry is going to be the first one that I say yes to, because a lot of the walls in this deck are probably going to be artifact creatures, especially the colorless ones. And that extra Power Stone will be a... Sorry, I accidentally hit stop somehow. It keeps spinning on me and I don't want it to spin. Oh, it's because the darn camera stand fell off the box. Okay. I was saying, we're going to definitely include this because a lot of the walls in this deck are going to be artifact creatures, and therefore the Power Stone that I get as a bonus is an extra mana that I can tap towards those creatures. So I figured that that's a pretty solid bonus. The other 2, I'm not really sure which one I prefer, to be honest. I think I'll put the mascot down for now. You know what? I'm going to put both back to the bottom because I haven't decided. I don't think there's one that jumps out at me more important than the other. Next 3. Okay. Thing to note, 2 of these cost 3, 1 costs 4. First up, we have Hijack. Costs 1 and 2 red. You can control a target artifact or creature until end of turn. Untap it, it gains haste until end of turn. That one is probably the more challenging one of the two, but the other one is probably a really good include. Systems Override. Gain control of target artifact or creature, untap it. Gains haste. If it's a spacecraft, put all 10 charge counters on it. Or put 10 charge counters on it, sorry. If you do, remove 10 charge counters from it at the beginning of the next turn step. Chances are I'm not using this to snap spacecraft, obviously, but I'm just saying that that's a neat little bonus ability. So we're going to include that one, just because 2 in a red is cheap. The other option I have in my hand is Tentative Connection, which costs 3 less to cast if you control a creature with Menace, which this deck probably will not have. Gain control of target creature until end of turn, untap that creature, it gains haste until end of turn. I think I'm going to put that one to the bottom. I think I'm going to put Hijack down, just because Hijack is cheaper, and like I say, walls aren't going to have Menace. So that one's not going to be as helpful in this deck. Crud. Apologies for the sudden pause in the video. My dad came home while I was filming yesterday, so I kind of had to ditch what I was in the middle of doing. We had decided so far on including the following 4 cards for sure into the deck. We had Hijack. We had System Override. Sibling Rivalry. And this might be a closer. We still haven't decided for sure on this one. It's a maybe, but it could be the closer. One of the closers in this deck. Since that's a permanent steal. We've already sat down a couple cards. Not a lot have been sent down so far to the no pile. But there's been a couple. Just trying to remember which ones they are so that I can show them to you, but I can't for sure anymore remember which ones we ditched, and I might have already put them back, to be honest, into the other pot. Nope, I did not. Okay, well then, I'm not sure what I did with it yesterday. When I decided that I was done with those ones. Nope, not sure. Welcome back. I do know for sure that I was eliminating this one. I think it's a little too expensive, and I don't have any creatures really with Menace in this deck because they're walls. So, not going to be a super helpful spell. 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. We still have 12 to pick from, and ideally, I would like to have a minimum of 10 of these, because we're going to be taking creatures quite often from our opponents, like I say. And I'm not really sure if I have a way to recycle them in the game. So I want to make sure I have at least one available per turn so that I can pick up one creature per turn and swing with it. Although personally, I'm probably going to aim to include most of these, unless there's a good reason not to include it. So I figure let's just keep going through the pile while you guys also enjoy looking at Kaiba. And we will go from there. So, we did have a couple blue ones in here too. So I'm going to put the blue one, pull the blue ones out now, and just put them to the side, because I'm not sure if I'm going to use them or not. The next one up on the list is Awaken the Sleeper. Awaken the Sleeper is a 3 in red. Gain control of target creature until in a turn. On tap it, it gets haste. If it's equipped, you can destroy all equipment attached to that creature. I'm feeling maybe on this one. It's a little expensive. This is a Walls deck, so I'm not expecting to have like a lot of ramp in it per se. So the higher cost ones might be more of a maybe, whereas the lower cost ones are almost a definite. However, saying that, I kind of feel like this is a good include, even though it's probably the most expensive one of them. It costs 5 to do basically the very basic thing where I can gain control of target creature, untap it, and give it haste. The reason I'm considering including it though is it gives me an extra land. It is a tap land, but it's still an extra land, which, if push comes to shove, I have an extra land in the deck, and if I can't seem to draw any extras, as long as I have the mana for it, this is a good spell to play too. So I'm going to include that one. Next off the top of the pile, we have... Ooh, Traitorous Greed. Just try to get that to focus for you guys. There you go. 3 in a red. I mean, 3 in a red again is kind of expensive. Gain control of target creature until end of turn. Untap it, it gains haste. Add 2 mana of any one color. I mean, I do like that extra part though, so I think that's probably going to be an include. Even though it's a little expensive, we get 2 mana back, and we can use whatever colors we need. So that's not bad. Especially if the color... Let's say we get control of a creature that's, say, green, and it has 2 green mana to activate its ability. Well then, I get 2 extra mana. So that's actually a pretty versatile card. I like that. Next off the top, Furnace Rains. You can control a target creature until end of turn. Untap that creature until end of turn. It gains haste. And whenever this creature deals combat damage to a player or battle, create a treasure token. I mean, again, who doesn't want an extra bonus prize? It does cost... Actually, that one's a cheaper one too. We're going to include that one. Alright, so our total right now is 6. And we have removed, so far, 1. Maybe 2. Next up, Act of Treason. Act of Treason is the basic one that I think they're all based off of, but I could be wrong. Gain control of target creature until end of turn, untap it, it gains haste, and that's basically it. But it's a cheaper one, so definitely going to be included simply for that reason. Involuntary Employment. Gain control of target creature until end of turn, untap it, it gains haste, and then you get to make a treasure token automatically. Whereas the other one, you have to deal combat damage, which we're going to be trying to do anyways, because that's the whole point of this strategy, but this one gives us a free treasure, so it'd be silly not to include it. Next up, Claim the Firstborn. This one is the cheapest one, I think, of all the ones in this pile, because it only costs 1 red. The trouble is you can only gain control of a creature with mana value 3 or less. So unless somebody is playing with something really cool at mana value 3 or less, chances are this one's not going to be as useful. I'm putting this in the maybe pile for now. Next up, Traitorous Instinct. 3 in a red, gain control of target creature until end of turn, untap that creature, and it gets haste plus and +2/+0. So it gets to swing for extra damage, which is nice. Yeah, you know what? I'm going to throw that one in. Next up, Shackles of Treachery. 2 in a red. Gain control of target creature until end of turn. Untap that creature until end of turn gains haste. And whenever it deals damage to... Whenever this creature deals damage, it doesn't have to actually be combat damage. Destroy target equipment attached to it. So, this one, for 1 extra mana, is going to let me wipe out everything that's equipped to that creature. But I think you have to do that at the instant that you pick it up. This one is based on damage. So you get to actually make use of the equipment first. I like that one a lot better. I'm turning this one down. It's too expensive, and while it's cool that it destroys all the equipment, I just don't, yeah. And then the last one for consideration is Mascot Interception. 3 in a red, but it only costs 1 red if you pick up token. So it's kind of like the first board, where it's really cheap if you choose to pick something super crappy, essentially. But if that crappy thing happens to be boosted to Snot or something, then, you know, it could be worth it. Till end of turn, that token, or whatever the heck you pick, gets +2/+0 in haste, and you untap it. I mean, it's definitely an include. And you know what? Our pile equals how many? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. I'm going to include the firstborn one. So we have 12 spells that will let us steal creatures from our opponents. I think that's pretty solid for this strategy, considering that that's over 10% of our deck. We have a ridiculous set of sorceries over here, but I'm thinking that I might actually wait to decide on which ones to include of these until I decide which creatures to put in. A, because I don't want this episode to be too long. B, because I don't know whether my dad's going to come back today anytime soon. And C, I just figure, why not stretch this out a little more? I can always film in my car for these episodes if need be. I just have to get the cards ready ahead of time. I've just been a little bummed out this week, so I didn't get much done. But next week I'm going to try and get 2 of these episodes done. One maybe on Monday or Tuesday, and then one later in the week. The 2 blue cards that we were considering before, and just in case, it's been a whole day for me, but for you guys it's only been like 15-20 minutes, were Trade the Helm, which lets you exchange control of target artifact or creature you control with something that an opponent controls. Basically, the idea here is I would give them a wall or a token of some kind, and then they in turn would give me something amazing. It's a little expensive, but so is the next card, and the next card requires 4 blue pips, which I think might be a little harder to pull off. Invoke the Winds is 4 blue and 1. Trying to get it to focus. Jaiba, you're being too cute. The camera doesn't want to focus on my card, it wants to focus on you. Gain control of target artifact or creature, untap it. For 1 and 4 blue, it's not bad, but I think that's a little too expensive, just because it's a tricolor deck. If it was a 2-color deck, that would be probably more achievable. This, on the other hand, I feel like it's possible. It's only 1 blue pip, and then 4, which is going to be a lot, but the value for that is pretty solid, so I'm going to include that one. And for now, I'm going to keep this in the pile. It's still going to be considered a maybe, because I think the value of this is insanely good, especially if I'm playing against somebody who has a lot of tokens or something. But the issue with this one, the main issue with this one, is just the cost is high. And so the turn that I get this out and actually get to play it is probably going to be pretty late in the game. Granted, if my strategy works, I might survive that long, but again, you have to... like I say, for now we're going to include it. So for now we have 16 sorceries in total, I believe. I'm going to double check that. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. Pardon me, we have 14 sorceries that we are going to include into our deck for now, bringing the total number of cards in our deck up to, if I remember correctly, we had 36 lands plus Pramikon, so 37 plus 14 gives us a total of 51. So we are halfway done our 1 to 100, and we now, next episode, will look at all the different types of walls that I own in these colors. And the goal of the next episode will be to pick out Probably somewhere in the neighborhood of 25 walls. I'm going to say 25 to 30 walls, and then the rest of my cards will all be enchantments, artifacts, sorceries that are not stealing stuff, and instants. Probably a lot more instants than anything else, to be perfectly honest, because this deck feels like it's going to need some interaction as well. In the meantime, in between time, though, much love to you all from Kaiba the Puck and myself to you. Take care, and thank you for tuning in to this episode of 1, 2, 100! Love you all. Bye.